I'm pretty sure you might have heard about that fiasco involving, say, I was going to say that Penn State scandal, shit like that. Or like say how one of his former assistant coaches, whatever, getting busted for something that nobody would, I'm not even gonna discuss that part. That part there, that's up to the court. That's like up to the courts to work with now. Like that's not the main focus here. Or the main focus is like say over say Penn State's now former coach Joe Paterno, who the board of trustees decided to like say the night before I filmed this, decided to say fire him effective immediately. And I figured afterwards, students that probably still supported the Paterno were not happy. I can imagine. I can see that. They probably say somebody that people had respected for years, and they hear this come out of the sky. Hear this, and the next thing they showed up there, they riot and shit. I don't know. It was a riot. And I'm not here to bash anybody. But what the board of trustees did was they made their own decisions. But figure look at it, like Paterno decided he was just gonna retire at the end of the season, and the trustees decided like the whole controversy involving say Jerry Sandusky. I cannot answer it. You can't answer every question that people are asking. Other people can answer questions involving like say that's like basically up to the courts to decide. The courts and or the district attorney is out who's prosecuting the case. That person, it's their responsibility. It was probably true that even on television, or whatever. Like I've seen, and those people, and even some news, but even those like people in the news media that might have been say that turned against Paterno, like say it wasn't that, like say also like figure like like Penn State's president decided to get out as well. And it shows all the controversy. Like look what happened later on afterwards. Like celebrity on Hollywood Ashton Kutcher decided he said a comment that people thought was insensitive. I'm not even gonna repeat what the fuck he said, but it was like on his Twitter feed. And I personally don't even know. And the truth is, I don't even use Twitter. And personally, I can never do microblogging because one, who knows? Like he sits there. I'm not bashing anyone. I figured they say Paterno was losing support from the board of trustees, and if the board of trustees would say anything, they would stand by their decision. Like the board of trustees would probably been say, anybody backing it would probably say that the trustees made their decision, saying their decision was within the best interest of the university. And I'm sure those that truly support Paterno would think they're just simply going after him. But I don't know. I don't know the goddamn details. All I know is like what I see on what I saw like what I see on the various websites. What I see on Wikipedia, also what I've seen on television. And I'm sure everybody throughout Pennsylvania has heard of it already. They're probably sitting there hearing about it on television. They might have made the national news channels. But what coverage the major networks or the cable news channels have said, I don't know. Like nobody knows like what the channels would say about it. Figure like yeah, a football coach has been around. That's coached say Penn State's football team for years. People throughout years knew him. Led him to a bunch of, led him to success and all that. And what Penn and like what and like the and like what the board of trustees would think. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not gonna say I'm not taking sides in this in any of the issues. And if the fans, if the fans want to support, they can feel free to support Paterno they want. Even when the scandal broke out, it was like people like say, even it was like somebody in the Post Gazette that called for Paterno's resignation. And figure how many TV stations and say in Pennsylvania that cover news. Figure in the state college area, like where the university's main campus is, it's like I think 2 TV stations that provide news operations. And even around here, and even in the Pittsburgh area, like where I'm living in, like I live like outside the city, like say several miles south, was right by the county line. There's like around here is like say 3 major television news operations. And there's like there's a bunch of other markets like say. Or you could say the TV stations, all the major areas, not just in the Johnstown to the State College area, where the main university be located. But not even just around the pits, but also as well as stations from say Erie, Harrisburg, like where the state capital is, and say Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area. It's its own television market, as well as the largest market away on the other end of Pennsylvania, like east of here, Philadelphia. There's like TV, I'm sure. Like I figure it's so easy for say TV, like say for them to cover this whole matter. Sure, it breaks. It's like an intense spot. No, you also have to take into account the radio stations as well as the newspapers. Like where I live, there's figure where I'm living, there's like 4 particular newspapers that the people around here have access to. 2 of those major papers come like the biggest ones originate from Pitt, and they're probably I'm sure it's like a lot of newspaper. I think talking about the news media is like simply complicated. Like they'll sit there and cover it, especially like I think it was like one of the stations out in Johnstown, like say they had one of their vehicles damaged in a riot, in the rioting that followed the announcement of Paterno's firing. Like that was on those pictures it had. That's what I'm assuming from what like the vehicle looked. I don't know the TV stations where I live have vehicles that old. Well, none like that made by Dodge. I don't think. Well, that's like basically, yeah. First, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to bash Joe Paterno, and I'm not here to bash the Penn State's Board of Trustees. Whatever issues between them both, leave it up to them, and then say if and figure all the people involved in that scandal. They have such thing as right to privacy. I say respect it. And I'm sure you'd be thinking, why I even make such a video anyway about it? surprised I don't even know. I always have to stop this video before I start saying. We'll probably say something that really is gonna offend somebody.